Now let's pretend. We don't have a D block here, but let's pretend there were 5 boxes. Okay? D's. What number represents a D? Do you remember? 2. So what we would do is we would go -2, -1, 0, +1, +2. So that's how we would label those boxes. Okay? Remind me, how many boxes does an F have? 7, right? Okay. So it has 7 boxes. Okay. So what letter or number do we use to represent an F? What number is used? 3. So we would go from -3, -2, -1, 0, +1, +2, +3. So that's how we would label those boxes. Jeremy, your question? No, they are not related to oxidation numbers or charges. It's something different. So, but good question. Interesting way to try to make a parallel. Yeah. 0 is always in the middle. Great observation. Okay. And if there's only one box, there's only one middle, right? And so it's 0. Okay. But you'll notice 0 is in the middle. Okay. So that's how we would show a D and an F. Okay. Here. Although oxygen, of course, doesn't have a D or F sublevel. Okay? Now, last quantum number is the easiest to do. Okay? So after we've had kind of some challenging ones to look at, this last one is easy. It is based on the spin, or whether you have an up or a down arrow. Okay? So, if you look here in energy level 1, sublevel S, box 0, there is an up arrow and a down arrow. So I show the up arrow with a +1/2 and a down arrow with a -1/2. Okay? Same thing's going on in the 2s. +1/2, -1/2. Okay? Now it gets a little bit more complicated in the 2p's. Okay? In the -1 box, I have an up and a down arrow, right? Okay, so I get to put a +1/2 and a -1/2. But what's happening in the 0 and in the +1 box? They're both up. And so I've got to put +1/2 and +1/2. So I've got to pay attention, especially at the end, what's going on with my arrows. Okay, and don't assume that it's always going to be +1/2, -1/2, +1/2, -1/2. You could, because of Hund's rule, have 2 +1/2s at the end. Okay? Now, oxygen's kind of an easy element. Okay? So I think we're going to do a little bit harder one. Okay? To make sure that we've got this pretty well. So Caitlin, right below oxygen on page 59, what's the next element on question number 11 that it asks us to do? Okay, so we're going to do phosphorus. Phosphorus, of course, has more electrons, okay? So, let's see. Let's do phosphorus. Okay, so we're going to practice what we were doing, okay? So,